Every drop of water carries a history older than the Earth itself. Before oceans existed, before continents formed, before life emerged, water was already traveling through interstellar space. It is not merely a liquid. It is the molecular architecture that made biology possible. Scientists now know that water is the second most abundant molecule in the universe, surpassed only by molecular hydrogen. Long before our planet was born, microscopic crystals of ice coated grains of cosmic dust inside enormous stellar nurseries. 4.5 billion years ago, inside the young solar system, those primordial water molecules became trapped inside asteroids, comets, and planet-forming material. The same molecules you drink today may have once drifted between newborn stars. When Earth was still a molten world covered by magma oceans, enormous amounts of water began arriving through cosmic delivery. Some came trapped inside minerals, some condensed from ancient atmospheres. Others may have formed directly from reactions inside the young mantle itself. As the planet slowly cooled, something extraordinary happened. Liquid water appeared, and with it came the first environment capable of organizing chemistry into biology. Everything that happened afterward, the first cells, the first DNA molecules, the evolution of plants, animals, and eventually humans, depends on a property hidden inside one tiny molecule: polarity. At first glance, a water molecule seems almost impossibly simple. Just two hydrogen atoms bonded to one oxygen atom. Yet this tiny structure obeys the laws of quantum mechanics with astonishing precision, and those laws give rise to nearly every extraordinary property that water possesses. Oxygen exerts one of the strongest attractions for electrons found among the elements essential for life. Its high electronegativity pulls the shared electrons away from the hydrogen atoms, subtly redistributing electrical charge throughout the molecule. Although the molecule remains electrically neutral overall, its electrons are no longer distributed symmetrically. Oxygen acquires a slight negative charge, while each hydrogen atom becomes slightly positive. Water becomes a permanent molecular dipole. This unequal distribution of charge transforms water into a microscopic magnet. Every molecule continuously senses the electric fields generated by its neighbors, creating an invisible network of molecular attraction that never truly rests. Unlike ordinary covalent bonds, these attractions do not involve sharing electrons. Instead, the slightly positive hydrogen of one molecule is drawn toward the negatively charged oxygen of another, forming hydrogen bonds, among the most important intermolecular interactions in nature. Individually, each hydrogen bond is remarkably weak, roughly 20 times weaker than a covalent bond. Yet water molecules form and break billions of these connections every second, creating a dynamic architecture that is simultaneously fragile and extraordinarily resilient. Every glass of water contains an unimaginably complex choreography. Trillions upon trillions of molecules continuously reorganize themselves, assembling and disassembling an ever-changing network whose collective behavior cannot be predicted by studying a single molecule alone. From this invisible molecular cooperation emerge the remarkable properties that shaped the history of our planet. Water flows, dissolves, transports, protects, and stabilizes life, not because of one molecule, but because billions of them act together as a single dynamic system. Hydrogen bonds do far more than connect neighboring molecules. Together, they allow water to absorb enormous amounts of energy before its temperature begins to rise. This extraordinary resistance to heating is known as high specific heat capacity, and it quietly regulates the climate of an entire planet. Every second, sunlight pours immense quantities of energy onto Earth's surface. Instead of heating rapidly like most substances, Water stores much of that energy within its constantly shifting hydrogen bond network, buffering dramatic swings in temperature across oceans, continents, and the atmosphere. The same molecular behavior also explains why coastal regions experience milder climates than inland deserts. Vast bodies of water function as planetary thermal reservoirs, slowly absorbing heat during the day and gradually releasing it long after the sun has disappeared below the horizon. Water also requires an extraordinary amount of energy to become vapor. Before a molecule can escape into the air, it must first break free from the countless hydrogen bonds holding it within the liquid. This hidden energetic barrier gives water one of the highest heats of vaporization among common liquids. Every drop of sweat that evaporates from your skin removes an enormous quantity of heat from your body. The cooling effect is not produced by the water itself, but by the molecular energy required to sever billions of hydrogen bonds before evaporation can occur. Plants rely on exactly the same principle. As water evaporates from millions of microscopic pores called stomata, enormous quantities of thermal energy are carried away, preventing leaves from overheating under intense solar radiation. These thermal properties transformed Earth into a remarkably stable world. Oceans became vast energy reservoirs capable of moderating seasonal extremes, reducing climatic instability, and creating environmental conditions in which complex life could evolve over billions of years. Yet water's influence extends far beyond temperature alone. The same hydrogen bonds responsible for regulating Earth's climate also generate forces so powerful that they allow water to climb against gravity, support insects upon its surface, and transport life through every living organism on the planet. Water molecules do not exist as isolated particles. Each one continuously attracts its neighbors through hydrogen bonds, generating a remarkable force known as cohesion. It is this invisible molecular attraction that allows water to behave almost as though countless individual molecules were part of a single continuous structure. Cohesion gives rise to one of water's most extraordinary behaviors. Rather than dispersing randomly, molecules preferentially remain together, creating droplets whose nearly perfect spherical shape minimizes surface energy according to the fundamental laws of thermodynamics. At the boundary between water and air, molecules experience an imbalance of forces. Those at the surface are pulled inward by neighboring molecules beneath them, creating an invisible elastic membrane known as surface tension. Surface tension is so powerful that relative to its size, water possesses one of the strongest liquid surfaces found in nature. For tiny organisms, the surface of a pond behaves less like a fluid and more like an elastic landscape. Countless insects have evolved specialized legs coated with microscopic hydrophobic structures that distribute their weight across the water's surface, allowing them to exploit an ecological niche inaccessible to larger animals. Water is equally remarkable when it encounters other materials. Because its polar molecules readily interact with electrically charged surfaces, water adheres strongly to minerals, glass, and biological tissues. This phenomenon is known as adhesion. Together, cohesion and adhesion create one of the most important physical mechanisms in biology: capillary action. Without pumps, without muscles, and without consuming metabolic energy, water can climb upward against the force of gravity. Inside every tree on Earth, this phenomenon operates continuously. From roots buried deep within the soil to leaves towering more than 100 meters above the ground, uninterrupted columns of water are pulled upward through microscopic xylem vessels by evaporation occurring far above the forest floor. Every molecule leaving a leaf during transpiration pulls another behind it through an unbroken chain of hydrogen bonds. The tallest forests on Earth owe their existence not to mechanical pumps, but to the collective behavior of trillions upon trillions of water molecules acting in perfect molecular cooperation. These elegant physical principles sustain nearly every terrestrial ecosystem. Yet perhaps the most profound ability of water lies elsewhere. Beyond transporting nutrients and regulating temperature, water became the chemical medium in which the molecules of life first learned to assemble, interact, and evolve. Water is often called the universal solvent. Strictly speaking, no liquid can dissolve everything. Yet no naturally abundant substance is capable of dissolving such an extraordinary diversity of chemical compounds as water. This single property transformed an otherwise lifeless planet into a world where chemistry could become biology. The secret, once again, lies in polarity. Water molecules surround electrically charged atoms and polar molecules, orienting themselves with astonishing precision. Oxygen faces positively charged ions, while hydrogen atoms surround negatively charged ones, separating them from one another and preventing them from recombining. Each dissolved ion becomes wrapped within a dynamic hydration shell composed of dozens of rapidly exchanging water molecules. These microscopic cages remain in constant motion, stabilizing dissolved substances while allowing chemical reactions to occur with extraordinary efficiency. Inside every living cell, water serves as the medium through which biology communicates. Nutrients diffuse across microscopic distances. Metabolites encounter enzymes. Messenger molecules locate their receptors. Without liquid water, the molecular choreography of life would simply come to a halt. Nearly every biochemical reaction known to sustain life occurs within water. DNA replication, protein synthesis, cellular respiration, and photosynthesis all depend on an aqueous environment capable of transporting molecules, dissipating heat, and stabilizing complex biological structures. Water is not merely the stage upon which life unfolds. In countless reactions, it participates directly as a chemical reactant or product. Hydrolysis breaks molecular bonds by consuming water. Condensation reactions build larger biological molecules while releasing it. Life constantly recycles the same molecule in opposite directions. This chemical versatility allows cells to build astonishing levels of complexity while maintaining internal stability. Every protein must fold within water. Every membrane assembles in water. Every chromosome remains surrounded by water. Even consciousness itself emerges from tissues whose atoms are predominantly immersed in water. Yet perhaps water's greatest achievement occurred billions of years before the first organism ever existed. Long before evolution began, this remarkable molecule had already created the physical and chemical conditions that allowed inanimate matter to organize into the first self-replicating systems. Somewhere on the young Earth, within an ocean unlike any that exists today, water became the meeting place where chemistry began to transcend physics. Countless molecules collided, separated and recombined over millions of years, slowly increasing in complexity until, at least once, matter crossed the threshold into biology. Scientists continue to debate the exact pathway by which life first emerged. Some hypotheses favor deep-sea hydrothermal vents. Others point toward tidal pools, volcanic shorelines, or mineral-rich environments. Yet every leading model shares one indispensable ingredient: liquid water. Water did far more than host the first biochemical reactions. It stabilized fragile molecules, transported dissolved compounds, buffered temperature fluctuations, and provided an environment where increasingly complex chemical networks could persist long enough for evolution to begin. Billions of years later, the search for life beyond Earth still begins with the same question: where is the water? Across our solar system and throughout distant planetary systems, liquid water remains the strongest indicator that biology may one day be possible. Orbiters, rovers, and powerful space telescopes search relentlessly for its signature. Hidden oceans beneath frozen moons, ancient river valleys carved across Mars, and the atmospheres of distant exoplanets all preserve clues that may answer one of humanity's oldest questions. Are we alone? Every confirmed discovery of water reshapes our understanding of the cosmos. It reminds us that the molecule sustaining every cell on Earth is not unique to our planet. Water is woven throughout galaxies, stars, planetary systems, and perhaps countless worlds still waiting to be explored. And perhaps that is water's greatest lesson. The same molecule, drifting through interstellar clouds billions of years ago, now flows through rivers, forests, oceans, and every living organism on Earth. The atoms within your body have traveled across space, survived the birth of a planet, and participated in an unbroken history stretching back to the earliest chapters of the universe. Every drop you touch is older than the continents beneath your feet, older than the oceans that surround them, older than life itself. Water is not simply a substance we consume. It is one of the oldest travelers in the universe, and without its extraordinary properties, neither our planet nor our own existence would ever have been possible.